it's a sad fact of life that racism and prejudice exists in every country, right? Wherever you are. There's a lot of it in the UK. Today, teachers, I want to focus on prejudice and racism in Thailand and what I've witnessed and what my opinions are on this very sensitive subject. Like I said, you can be in any country in the world and you're going to have people that welcome you and people that see you as an outsider. You don't fit in, you're not welcome here, we don't like this, we don't like that. In England, it's a bit like England, Scotland, you bloody buggers, we kind of have this rivalry, but it's almost become a bit of a joke. In times gone by, we were at war. And even England, France, England, Germany, it's become almost a sporting rivalry now. Whereas before we were invading each other's countries, now it's like 2 world wars and 1 World Cup. I mean, there's kind of a national pride involved. But behind it all, there is, some serious issues. So let's talk about my experience and what I've seen regarding prejudice in Thailand. Now again, I can talk about my own experience with my fiance. She is a Bangkok girl. She grew up in Prachuap here. But she definitely has a prejudice towards people in the northeast, the farming communities, because people from the capital Bangkok and surrounding provinces, this is where you would find the more educated people, and they look upon the farmers as uneducated. It's not prejudice. Sorry, it's not racism or anything hateful. It's just like oh yes, the farmers, kind of like that. But again, in every country, we've all got it right. North, south divides. It's common. It's normal. It's nothing too serious. But what I want to talk about today is how I felt as a foreigner living for 22 years in Thailand. Have I ever felt any racism? Have I ever felt any prejudice? Yeah. But it's nothing that has caused me any deep discomfort. And it's come from very surprising places. One of the things about living in Thailand for a long time is you start to understand the language. And before you understand it, there's this sort of romantic idea that everything is wonderful and everyone loves me. I come from England and, bow before me. But when you start to understand the language, it kind of kills the romance, because you start hearing gossip and comments and people going past you making comments, or people at a market saying things which are quite hurtful. They probably don't know you can hear it, or they think you can't understand it, but it's just like little digs, And also students, I can probably count it on one hand, but I've walked past a student or been in an environment where I've been close to certain students, and things have been said which, I won't repeat here, but it really does kind of cut like a knife, particularly when you are someone who is what I call culturally sensitive. I'm always culturally sensitive. I'm a guest in this country and I've always behaved in a way that I think is acceptable. Well, I'm not acting, I'm just doing it and being myself, I'm just being polite. I'm a guest and I will act like one. So it definitely exists. North, south, northeast and all that, all the divides. And I think the positive response that I've had from Thai people definitely outweighs the bad. But of course, when you hear comments or something, it just kind of gives you a little bit of a wake-up call, and you think, oh, do they really want us here? Would we be here if they didn't need to speak English and stuff like that, So it's something to think about. But don't let it put you off, because my experiences over the years have been absolutely amazing, and I am a bit of a sensitive bugger. You know, things affect me probably more than the average person. I'm sensitive. You know, someone can say something and it'll be on my mind for days, and I can't shake it off. So I tend to talk to my girlfriend about things that have happened or things that I've heard, and she'll be like, "I just don't worry about it," you know. And it's a reminder that it happens everywhere. I've probably been guilty of it in my own country. You know, I don't want to go into that too much, but we've all got certain prejudices against certain people or countries. I'd like to say everything's perfect, but it isn't. So I'd love to hear your comments. If you're living in Thailand and you've had any negative experiences, I'm not trying to stir up trouble here. I'm just curious to see how anyone else has felt. Because, like I said, although there have been incidents, on the whole, it is a very, very friendly country. But I can tell you this: if you behave in a certain way and you don't respect the people here, my goodness, I'm telling you, they come at you tenfold. I would never want to cross a Thai. They are really friendly people, but mate, you upset them, woohoo, you got problems. So you got to be careful, and I think the word here is culturally sensitive. And don't think you're any better than Thai people. I have worked with teachers that come over here and they've done a TEFL course, and suddenly they are, you know, pretty much walking on water. I'm a teacher. Bow before me, grovel at my feet. You know, they walk around with their chest all puffed out, because teachers do get a lot of respect. You know, teachers are actually put on the same level as a doctor. Obviously, us TEFL teachers don't deserve that at all. We've done a 1-month course and suddenly we're elevated to the levels of a doctor. Hardly fair, is it? But, you know, I have witnessed this kind of behaviour, and it doesn't go down very well. Thai people are, I would say, quite subservient in a way. They're polite, they're kind, they're generous, they're friendly, and they can be browbeaten and bullied. But I tell you what, you go too far, you've got problems. Anyway, I hope that was interesting. Another cultural exchange, another cultural experience. Please like, share, subscribe. I'm trying to build this community. I'm trying to share and help teachers, new teachers, aspiring teachers, experienced teachers. That's the reason this platform exists. I have my website, I have my shop where you can buy my plug and play lessons. I do personal coaching where I can help you in all manner of things TEFL. And yeah, comment below, drop me a message, send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, be good, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, teachers. Bye.